My name is Krishna Dhavde. Today I am going to show you my research project, which is about SQL query plan analyzer and visualization. So the problem statement of this project is that we we use explain query statement in order to uh, in order to understand how the SQL queries are internally gets executed. So rather than using the explain statement for analyzing the SQL queries, can we use the alternative ways as well? So for this project, I have used the 3 d3.js library for visualizing the query plan in a tree diagram way, so that we can understand the how the PostgreSQL queries are internally executed, and we can understand their performance as well. Okay, let me take you through the working procedure and the methodology of this project, like how it's working, how it will work. So first of all, traditionally we use the explain statement in order to get the query plan of an SQL query, like this. So if we see this query, this is a simple PostgreSQL query, and if you try to analyze this query using explain statement, the output should look like this. So which is in a textual format. So right now it is very easy to understand how it's working, but as soon as the query gets large and becomes big and large, then to visualize this query plan, to understand this query plan would become very hard, which is why we have used the 3 d3.js library to analyze the query plans. So this is the traditional way of uh, analyzing the PostgreSQL queries using explain statement. But in this project, we are going to use the d3.js library and the JavaScripts and Node for to visualize the PostgreSQL query efficiently. The output, the user interface of this project should look like this. Just look like this. For this project, I have used PostgreSQL database, and at the backend, I have used Node.js backend for backend, and for the REST API for uh, transferring the post request of SQL query, I have used Express.js, and at the front end, I have used HTML, CSS, JavaScript along with d3.js library for tree visualization. So let's see how this uh, project will work. First of all, user will enter the SQL query, and then backend validates the query and transfer the request to the database, and database will executes that query using along with explain statement, and then database will return the JSON plan, and this JSON plan will transform using into the tree based data structure using d3.js library, and we can easily visualize the tree based structure on the front end, where we can uh, give the where we can analyze the internal insights by clicking on the nodes, and there we have also provided detail panels which displays information about each and every at each and every step what is executing. So the working procedure diagram should look like this, like how our control is going from where to where. First of all, user will enter the query, the front end will uh, accept the query and then transfer to then give this query to the as a post request using express.js API, and then this query will execute on SQL query will execute on PostgreSQL database along with this explain, analyze, format JSON statement, and then JSON plan will give to the tree builder of d3.js library, which will show on the output. So let's see how it will execute. So here is our source code for this project. This is index.html and this is server.js, for which we have to run at the back end. So first start the server. As you can see, server is starting. Server gets started. So let's start the front end. Let's open up the front end. As you can see, our front end is been open gets open. You will get the source code of this project on GitHub link in the description. So don't worry about it. Okay. So in this user interface, as you can see, this is the SQL query text box where you can put your SQL queries, and then these are the recent query that I have used for analyzing their execution plan. And on the right side you will get the node details panel where you can see at each node what is going to be happen, and you can even check its execution cost or actual whatever the actual rows are getting performed. So let's see. We will use this query, as we have also used at the backend as well this query. As you can see, let's analyze it. So after analyzing, clicking on the analyze button, you can see it's generating one diagram like item, and then first of all it takes the item table and then it sorts it and then put some queries as well. If you see, if I click on the item node, it shows me the detail about its node. Like we have performing sequential scan on this the table item, and the actual rows are per processing are 3, and it also giving us the insights about whether the query is optimizable or optimized query or not. Like is it says that as we have used sequential scan, so it's telling us that full table is scanning, so we can also consider index as well there. If we click on the sort, then there's nothing, and at the end limit. So similarly we can use perform other query as well. So as you can see, it also giving us the index can detected and index being used efficiently. It also gives us the cost for generating that query at that point. Here as you can see, we have used joining of two tables, order info and order line, and which is at merge, which gets merged using merge join. So performing like this. Similarly, we can also perform multiple as well. So this query as well. So as you can see along on the hand side, it gives us the insights as well. Insights as well. Like whether if the full tables can detected, it gives us the suggestion that we can use the indexing as well. Indexing as there. If the large data is processing more than 1000 rows, it also gives us the alert or a warning that more than the 1000 rows are processing. And at each step, this diagram shows that at which step what is going to be happening. As you can see, first PG attribute and PG class gets merged using the hash join, and then PG namespace gets merged, and then we use aggregate function, and at the end we just sort we just perform the sort operation like this. As you can see, with the help of this analyzer tool, we 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 are getting we easily can detect what is happening at which step, like how SQL query is getting executed one by one, first, which helps us to understand the SQL queries execution of SQL queries internally, rather than using the traditional method, which is very quite complex to read in a textual format. So this is the better alternative for using the uh, multiple technologies to analyze the SQL queries. Okay, I can also give you the one example that how this query will look like at the uh, PSQL shell. So if we use the same explain statement for generating an explain plan for this, then as you can see, it looks like this, which is very complex to read and understand. But with this diagram, we can easily understand what is happening at each and every step. So which is why you can use the query plan analyzer tool very efficiently. There are also other query plan analyzer tools are already in the market, like PJ admin shell, which is the alternative for this. You can also use this tool as an alternative for this, or in future scope we can extend this project for like AI based optimization suggestion tool as well. And also AI based optimization suggestion, and also we can give support to many other SQL languages like MySQL and Oracle as well. So thank you. You will get the resource code on my GitHub link as well, and you can, and thank you for listening. I am Krishna. Thank you for listening me. I am Krishna Dhavde, student of MSc Computer Science from Department of Computer Science, Savitribai Phule Pune University. Thank you.